Hello YouTube, and welcome to another video. So this is week 5, day 3 of my training block. So just starting off with some front squats, 60 kilos or 132 pounds for 5. So I do warm ups and movement prep before that, but I don't really film it. Just 5 minutes on the bike and then a few movement preps. If there's anyone that is interested and all that, if you take a look at my How to Deadlift 700 pound video series, I do put some examples in there of some movement preps that I do use. So been eating well lately, but sleep hasn't been great. I think I got just under 7.5 hours on Monday, and then today I got just over 6 hours, which isn't a lot for me. Just had a sore throat. I don't normally get a sore throat. I had a headache as well. Don't normally get a headache, and yeah, I must have woke up about 3 or 4 times in the night. So yeah, just not feeling too great at the moment. So I was a little bit worried about today's workout. Even now, as you can see, I've got a bit of a cough. So yeah, just not feeling great at the moment. But I thought, I'm just going to crack on with this and just tough it out. This front squat, so that's a new 5 rep PB. Not the most ever, but for the moment. It's been a while since I've done front squat, so I'm just going into them easily at the moment. So week 1 was 120 for 5. Week 2 was 150 kilos for 3, and then week 3 was 160 kilos for 2. Obviously, week 4 was a deload, so now we've gone back to 5s again, 137.5. So next time for 3s, yeah, probably go to like 155, 160, something like that. So the front squats were actually quite easy, to be honest. So yeah, definitely more there. But then I did these Karlsen squats or reverse hack squats that I've been doing. 190 kilos felt alright. So last time I did 200 for 8, so I thought, okay, we'll do 220. I found this really hard, to be honest. This really wipes me out. I actually felt quite good, actually, while I was doing the front squats. But after I did this, I just felt like rubbish. These just really wiped me out for some reason. Very weird. I actually had to sit down for about 10 minutes before I even went on to Axel, because I was like, something just overcome me. I just really felt crappy all of a sudden. And so by the time I got to these axles, even 60 and 80 kilos, yeah, it just, I'm thinking, the rest of this workout is probably going to be awful now. I just started feeling really crappy all of a sudden, and just lost the will to train. I just don't know what happened there. Very weird, very strange. So by the time I got to 100, I was thinking of calling it, but I put my belt on and wrist wraps on, and by this time my heart rate had cooled down a bit, and that 100 actually felt quite comfortable. So okay, so the plan was to do maybe 112, 115, but with overhead I don't normally like to jump more than 10 kilos at a time. So I thought, okay, we'll do this last 110 and see how that feels. And yeah, it actually felt all right. So I thought, okay, well, I'm going to go 115. I'm going to do this because today is the emom sets that I do. And the aim was to do 10 sets, 1 rep every minute on the minute for 10 minutes. Last time I did 110 kilos, so I've upped that now to 115 kilos. But even though it was only 5 kilos more, this first set actually felt quite hard, to be honest. But I managed. But that wasn't a good start. But then there have been times before where this has happened, though, where the first few reps are quite hard, but then it gets easier as it goes along. Unfortunately, that wasn't the case today. So I'm trying to sit as close to the barbell as I can, so that I haven't got too far to walk, so I can get as much rest as I can. But this just felt heavy and slow, to be honest. It was harder than it should have been. Like I say, I think it was a combination of the Karlsen squats were wiping me out, and the fact that I hadn't slept well either. Even though I've eaten all right, I hadn't slept. And set 2, that was easier than the first, but even that didn't really feel that great, to be honest. I was really hoping that these were going to move snappy and easily like the 110 did 2 weeks prior, but like I say, sometimes with overhead, even sometimes just the additional 5 kilos can make all the difference. So yeah, with overhead, when I get into the last couple of warm-ups, I don't like to go more than 10 kilos jumps. Um, so for example, let's say I'm doing log press. If the program calls for 130 kilos, I'll normally do probably like 85 empty log, then I might do 100, and then I might do 110, 120, and 130. So yeah, for warm-ups for overhead, I don't really like to jump more than 10 kilos in between, because it doesn't normally end well for me. I mean, I could have gone 100 and then gone straight for the 115, but that's a 15 kilo jump. So I thought, well, I'll go 110 and see how that feels, and then at least that way it's not so much of a shock to me when I get to the 115. I find that normally works better, and it doesn't really take a lot out of me, to be honest. Like I say, this should have been a lot easier than it was. But like I say, I think just lack of sleep, and I don't know what it was, but the Karlsen Squats just took a lot out of me. I just found them. I just found that 220 really hard, even though 200 times 8 was easy a couple of weeks ago. So got to set 5 okay, so set 6, and I'm sorry to say I failed this. I think it was just a combination of fatigue really and just not concentrating really. I should have got that, I would have got that. I was contemplating going for it again, but I didn't bother. So I had 5 minutes rest, and then just to redeem myself, I thought, okay, I'll just do 120 just to see if I can do it. Because I know if I can do 120 in a fatigued, crappy state, then hopefully on a good, fresh day, in time for the comp, I should be. There we are. So 120, that actually didn't feel too bad. So I do think I'm capable of 130. As to how many reps I can do, I couldn't tell you that. But yeah, just 10 kilos off comp weight now. So I think it's about 6, 7 weeks to the competition. So I do need to get a finger out and just try and up the weight. So yeah, moving on to presses behind the neck. Notice I'm actually using them in the squat rack this time. Reason being, because I wanted to get the catches out and put the bar on the catches, because I actually found it easier to get into position actually. I'm using a thumbless grip here because I just find that easier. And I put the wrist wraps on, and last time my best was 75 for 8. I think this is the last week of 8, so then I'll probably drop to 60s next time. So 80 kilos for 8. So yeah, new 8 rep max on behind the neck presses. So yeah, pleased with these. This went well. I'd have been really disappointed if I'd have failed on this, because that would have been 2 failures, and that probably would have upset my mindset quite a bit. So yeah, to be honest, today was a struggle. To be honest, I'm feeling fatigued. But I will come back with the axle press 115 emom, and I will hit at least 10 minutes. I can do it. Like I say, I think it was just where I was fatigued, and the minutes just seemed to come round so quickly. So yeah, I just lost. I think it was like a combination of just fatigue, and I just lost concentration really, and I just couldn't push through. So after that, I did track 3 ways for shoulder stability, 3 sets of 8, and worked up to 12 kilos on each hand. Didn't feel that though. And then just finished up with some conditioning. Concept 2 weight machine. So 4 rounds of 500 metres, but each 500 metre round has to be done in under 1 minute 55. So the first round took 1 minute 53, second round 1 minute 53, the third round was 1 minute 53. And after the third round, I was coughing, and I actually felt like I was going to puke. I actually thought I was going to have to run to the nearest bin and puke in the bin, because it took a lot out of me. But I had a breather. Bear in mind, between these rounds, I was only having 1 minute rest as well. So it's do 500 metres, 1 minute rest, and then you go again. And it's tough. It's really tough. Last time I did this, I did 3 sets in under 155, but the 4th set took 204. So because it's a failure, I'm staying on this until I can do it. Fortunately for me, I managed to get all 4 sets in under 155. All 4 sets took 1 minute 53, all equally the same. And this one that you're watching now, this is the 4th and final set now. So we've just passed 400 metres, so coming to the end, and thank God, because I just wanted to die by the end of it. The next plan is to do 4 sets of 500 metres, but do them all in under 1 minute 50, and that's going to be a killer. That's going to be tough. This was hard enough, so I can only imagine how hard it's going to be next time, because now I'm going to be pushing myself to do even more work, and I just collapsed on the floor after. death by concept 2 rowing machine. So yeah, that's today. Not the best of workouts, but hey, I'll come back next time and hopefully do better. So thank you guys for watching, and until next time.